Randy McKee here with Soccer 605. I'm here with Coach Brock Thompson with the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, the assistant coach here at South Dakota State. Thanks, Coach, for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
We're going to kind of just do a wind down here, the match between Western Illinois and Oakland, and you know, quite a match. Ended up 1-0 like so many games in your conference did this year, just one-goal games, the parity in the conference. What do you think of the game?
Typical Summit League match, back and forth. You know, both teams had the run of play for long stretches of the game. Came down to a set play, 1-0 game. So many games like that in the Summit League are decided that way, with a set piece and stuff. And both teams probably had moments to win the game, and both teams had string of good possession. It was really a little bit of a conflict of styles as far as that goes.
You know, I thought right in the middle of the first half, you know, Oakland kind of had the game early. But then there's about a 15-minute slice there right in the middle of the first half where Western Illinois was really in their end. They got really dangerous 3 or 4 times, and I thought at that point I'm wondering which of these teams looked like the #1 seed.
Yeah, Western certainly probably had the best chance of the first half with the ball that was cut back in the box, and I don't know the player that took the chance, but ended up hitting the goalkeeper right in the chest from about 8 to 10 yards out. And so they certainly had that. And I would agree with you, Randy. Early on, Oakland had all of the possession. You know, in midfield they were very strong. But as the game went on, and play kind of swung, and basically Western was able to get forward and certainly attack around the edges and get some really good chances dangerously in the box.
You know, I thought, though, that once Oakland went into their 4-5-1 after they got their goal, it got a lot more difficult for Western to actually get in where it was dangerous for them. Yeah,
you know, Oakland's kind of a weird team in kind of how they deploy themselves generally, and they always find ways to get extra players in midfield. And certainly after they got the goal, they played a little bit like a 4-2-3-1 and really had 5 players, but 5 players in tight, and was able just to really not let anything go through there and win the ball and stage in that place, and really was content not taking a whole lot of chances. But those players that play in midfield for Oakland are great soccer players. They're able to change the point of attack pretty well. Very efficient players. They don't move crazily with a whole bunch of pace and run all over the place, but they're constantly moving 3, 4, 5 yards and able to separate from players, and there's always a free player in there, and that gives a lot of teams problems.
Yeah, you know, they take really good care of the ball, and I was really impressed with it just seemed like they had player after player after player to put up top and chase those long balls. They put up San Cartier, I think, probably impressed me the most up there. I mean, she is just a relentless runner.
She is, you know, and Ketterman's not, you know, she's a handful as well. Oakland's front runners, usually, you know, the interesting thing about them is they have pretty good size to them, and so if they're able to get level with you and go shoulder to shoulder, it's a real difficult matchup. And even though there was only one up there for large portions of the game, they were able to kind of start central and come from the inside of the field out and able to find some space on the flanks to at least get a hold of the ball and generate an attack that way.
Well, you know, like you say, just a back and forth game. You know, ends on a free kick, 1-0. You know, behind us here, North Dakota State and Fort Wayne are warming up. You know, wasn't it just, I think, just last week where Fort Wayne beat Oakland by a goal?
Yep.
So, you know, I haven't seen either of these teams play, but which do you think is going to be the most difficult challenge Sunday for Oakland?
You know, I think Fort Wayne would give Oakland the biggest challenge because they have the ability to match midfield play with them. Certainly, NDSU's got one of the more dangerous players in the league, and Anisha Kinnerath, a front runner from Winnipeg, very skillful. Great 1v1 player, provides unbelievable service into the box, and so she's a difference maker if it is to be NDSU. But I think when you look at how Oakland plays, you've got to be able to hold your own in midfield. And Fort Wayne's probably has the better midfield of the two if it were to work out that way. Well,
we'll have to decide it. Now, speaking of dangerous players, I want to congratulate you on a few. You had 2 make second team All-League, Krista Nyblom and Danny Patterson. And then Potterville, freshman of the year, she tied for leader for points in the league this year, didn't she?
Yeah, we actually Krista and Diana were first team, and then Danny was second team. But yeah, Diana Potterfield finished the conference season on a fantastic note. Led the conference in goals scored. Only a freshman out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Really a neat player, very cerebral and analytical as far as how she approaches the game, and deceptively fast. Came out of the Fort Collins Arsenal Gold program down there, and has been just a wonderful addition to our program as a freshman. And really, we had 3 freshmen this year that played a tremendous amount for us. Danny Patterson's the other one, who was the captain for Shattuck St. Mary's U18 team, and Katie McNeary from Aberdeen logged basically 90s almost the whole time through. So,
well, fantastic. Well, there's our wrap up of the first match. We'll be back with Coach Thompson later on after the North Dakota State Fort Wayne game, and bring you more of the soccer knowledge that he has to give us a little later. Thanks, Coach.
Great, thanks.